What's good, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Let me know if y'all can hear me good. Make sure I got everything set up correctly. Check mic 1, 2. Mm. And then we're good. Chat mic check 1, 2. Everybody good? Can y'all hear me? Roll Tide, roll Tide. D Martin, what's good? Don't start that crap. Get away from me now. What's good, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Roll Tide, roll Tide. Gonna be here for about an hour, just having some good conversation this morning, breaking down some things. I'm sitting here talking like I don't have notes. I had to bring the phone out. What in the heck? What's good, everybody? Good morning. Can y'all hear me? Real? No. What? No, they're not, but it's Roll Tide. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the title to the responding to the title? So y'all can hear me good? Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. No, they're not. I don't know what brother's talking about. Um Welcome in, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm giving everybody a little bit of time. We're gonna start talking about 3 minutes. What's up? We got 16 in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. If you're responding to the title, man, you're not responding to the title. You said no, they're not. The title to the stream says Alabama needs this on the thumbnail. I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know what you're saying. But anyway, for this week, we'll be doing mobile lives like this. The call-in show is going to be put on hold. We're having some maintenance done to all of our equipment. I have one laptop going in today, and then the MacBook is going in tomorrow, and we should have both of those back by Thursday. Hopefully, preferably, we have all that stuff back by Thursday. We might try to run our call-in show from the PC, but last time we tried to do that, probably about a year ago, it wasn't working correctly with the camera and everything. So we'll see what options we have available as far as getting the call-in show together. But we're gonna say, oh, he said title says okay, yeah. I asked him if he was responding to the thumbnail, but he said, are they ready? We're gonna discuss it. We're gonna discuss it. I agree with you. I don't think they're ready. Roll Tide, Greg. Good to see you. Good to see you, Greg. Oh man, I had a late morning. Still got my workout in, and then got over on the computer. I was hoping that we saw some positive improvements. But all right, let's get into the conversation. We got 22 in the chat. Let's get 2 more likes, man. Let's start the conversation at 10 likes. We have 4 minutes on the stream. Y'all don't forget to double tap the screen. This is a mobile live, so double tapping the screen presents a like for us, and we need all of those likes. Shout out to the 25 in the chat, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank you for everyone reacting as we are talking now. And shout out to our sponsors, Walk-Ons, man. We got a banner being made right now, a backdrop. So next watch party, we'll have the Coach Smook Network banner and all of that stuff in the back. We have 2 weeks to get there, everyone. Never give up. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of I wouldn't say fair weather statements, but I've been seeing a lot of doubt. And instead of solution oriented complaints or topic talk, a lot of people have been misconstruing what I'm saying as uh, becoming fair weather or trying to blame a certain person. That things don't happen just because. Things don't just fall out the air, right? People carry out actions, players carry out plays, coaches carry out play calls, actions create reactions, correct? So at some point in time, people or the object that's carrying out that action needs to be held accountable for that action that it carried out. Whether it did it by force willingly, or I mean by force unwillingly, or willingly did it. That object or that person has to be held accountable for carrying out that action. Is that a true or false statement? I need everybody, one in the chat if it's true, two in the chat if it's false. In order for an action or something to be carried out, there has to be an object or person involved to carry that action out. What's up, Jason? That boy coming in with the gifts. Appreciate that, brother. Got the coffee mug with the candy cane. Y'all know me and Jason got a collab this week. Hot cocoa in the chat. It's the truth. Okay, so I got some ones in the chat. Good morning, well season. What's up, Cam TV? Hey, and for everybody that doesn't have a membership badge, you missed some juicy reveal, some information from this past Saturday after the game. I went on ahead and I dropped some bombs, and I find it funny. Literally Sunday morning, Sunday evening ish, and we had got I think 8 new members in that live stream, and I find it funny that I wake up I get up and I post on Twitter about all the things that I was hearing about the coaching changes at Alabama. Literally have a clip, a short out there talking about which coaches were being shopped. I talked about 3 coaches specifically, and now everybody's trying to act like I all of a sudden watch message boards. I've been talking about this for over a month when Alabama was winning. I wasn't getting the attention. It wasn't getting the attention because we were winning. Everybody's good when we're winning. Everything's perfect. But I've been talking about Coach Cap leaving at the end of the year. I've been talking about all of this for months. And so my members know that. And you know what else? I appreciate the members on Twitter that have been going into these threads, and I don't need you to tag me. It's getting sent to my DM from other people that quote unquote don't watch the content or support the content. But I appreciate you all going in and spitting out the information that you're getting from here, because the more people say it, the more people are saying the right thing, the more it's drawing them to this channel, and I like that. It doesn't always look the best. It doesn't always appease everybody's feelings, but it is definitely the right information that we've been putting out, and the right leads, especially when it comes to recruiting. We don't care about coaching carousel outside of Alabama right now. We don't have that reach. But what we do know is that the people that we talk to that pay into this university and really write the checks for these players, NIL and all the collectives, the boosters, we are in the right circles and we talk to the right people. And with our relationships with players on the roster, man, it's certain things that we have been privy to all season when it came to personnel, and we've driven our content off of those happenings, those conversations. So if you're not a member of the AAA family, you missing out. Let me get to some of the comments before we get into this breakdown of how this team is looking and what playoff fixes we need. Morning, Roll Tide. What's up, Dougie? What's up, Doug? My brother Douglas Harris is in the chat. MJ, what's good? Roll Tide. Sully, what's good? Who else is in here? Baker, Christy, Bernard, what's good? Bama Boy, what's good, man? Kareem, what's good? Who cares what they think? Smook, keep doing what you're doing. Facts, man. Square business. Mike is a little low. Smook, it is. Oh, probably because it got moved away. Hold on, let me move the mic up, y'all. Maybe I'll just use it like a mic. Can y'all hear me good like this? Y'all feel any better this Monday morning? Screw you, man. Screw you, 334. Do you feel any better 2 weeks after watching us? That team that just lost to Georgia like that beat you the way we did you at your house? Boom. What's up, though, man? Welcome in. Vincent, what's that say? Arbach. Oh, what's up, Vinny? Vinny, I wish I could have phone calls open for you, man. I would love. I'm gonna try to have something going tonight. We're gonna try to get it. I feel like Charles Barkley is in that juggling What? I'm happy we're in the. I'm happy we're in, but I don't think we're okay. You're gonna have to send that back. It's hard to read this font right now. As a matter of fact, hold up. Let me pull the other phone up right now. Let me see if the font look better like this. Hold on, chat. Y'all active this morning. I appreciate y'all for real, man. Let me switch over. Let me see. I'm gonna jump in the chat on my Coach Smook Reacts channel. Here we go. Now I can scroll through the comments. Let me comment first. Double tap the screen. And then boom. All right, now we got comments. All right. Boom. Auburn at Auburn. Well, keep it decent this AM, buddy. Respectfully. Oh yeah, you better tread carefully, man. You better tread carefully. Smook said it first. I know, bro. Hey, big homie. And then the fact that, I like how they like try to come at people for stating facts. And we got a debate to talk about today. So now we're gonna be good. All right, appreciate that. Bama boy said we loud and clear. All right, good. Is AC Carter name out there for coming to Bama to coach wide receiver? I haven't heard that, bro, but I know he's down at dang, where is AC? Is it JSU right now? No, he's not at JSU. I forget where he is coaching right now. He's a head coach somewhere. But I remember doing the interview with him, me and Justin Riley from the Bama Standard. We did the interview with AC Carter. Kareem, that's something we could look into, man. And I know you're not fully on staff, you know what I'm saying? But we do our thing on the back end. That'll be something good to look into. I got some insight on that wide receiver position. I think Alabama is gonna, make the transition in house. And we'll talk about that. Uh Cam, you look. Wait, he said what? Georgia didn't really beat us. We basically handled them that win. Go back and watch the game. Just got to make it. Well, guess what? On the record it says y'all lost to him. Can we address this bromance with Ty? Milrow was better. I'm not. No, stop. We're gonna talk about that. Make sure, Samson, make sure you stay around, man. That's part of the debate today. Only reason why y'all in the playoffs because y'all beat four ranked teams back to back. That's why. No, the reason we in the playoffs is because we handled the number 10 toughest schedule in the conference and played for a conference championship game. And we only our only one major loss came in our conference against another playoff team. The week one loss to Florida State has nothing to do with how our strength of schedule was weighed. If Florida State had been a ACC contender, that would have padded our schedule. But them coming into the season being projected the way they were, and then to end the way they were, that did not hurt us to lose it in week one. Just like Notre Dame losing to A&M, and Notre Dame losing to who else did they lose to? Their two ranked games. Who did Notre Dame lose to? A&M and Miami, right? You look at those head to heads; those had to matter at some point, right? But you took Notre Dame and you punished them for not having a conference championship game and padding their record to create some more strength of schedule. Notre Dame, I think their strength of schedule was like 62 or something like that, 44, and Miami was 38. So you can't even compare the matchups and how the schedules panned out. I came across Sharita Page on Twitter, coach. She be going in, bro. Yeah, that's my sister, man. She real partial towards Jaden. Um, and I respect it. That's family there. Not blood family, but that's family. Just like the Roberts, Twanisha, she's one of a real close friend of mine too. And Jaden, y'all know me and Jaden are close. And I kept it honest about Jaden's flaws in his game, but I also said that there was no reason for him to not be playing. I just couldn't ride with the narrative that the offensive line is better with him, than they are without them. They're not better with or without them. To me, they produce the same with him on the field. And so when you're having problems in those areas like we did at right tackle last year, he should have an opportunity to go out there and put a patch where that pain, where that bleed is. So we're gonna talk about that today. Alabama A&M. AC Carter at A&M. I thought he was a head coach at I thought AC was down in like SMU or Southern or something like that. Somebody fact check me. Appreciate that, VP. If that's the case, I'm gonna have to agree here. What Sam said. Uh oh. Y'all think Milrow was better than Ty Simpson? I don't think so. I don't. Now listen, y'all know I'm a Milrow fan, right? Novatech from Ethiopia, welcome in. Y'all know I'm a Milrow supporter. I love what the young man stood for during his ascension to, you know, the length Milrow. I'm more of a persona wise. I'm more of a Milrow pre dreads and faux lock. I'm pre faux lock Miro fan, and that was the length Miro to me. That second year starter Miro was not um, an improvement of what we saw from the first year. We saw him get better in some ways. We saw the intermediate pass and get a little bit stronger early in the season. Then we saw it just take a dip. We saw his confidence and in trusting his legs pick up. His awareness was decent, but nothing else improved from Milrow. You know, the deep ball was his bingo ball, and if he couldn't do that, then he wasn't really making impact in the game. Ty Simpson, when he's not rattled, when he's seeing things clearly, when the game is processing and he's not overthinking things, um, he's a great quarterback. He's a great game manager. I'm not going to say great quarterback. He's a great game manager. You give him a game plan. If the plan doesn't experience any hiccups or multiple hiccups back to back, he's a good quarterback. All right. Now, when it comes to mechanics, throwing, if we put Murrow and Simpson in a throwing workout against each other, there is no comparison who the better quarterback is, right? Who can do the things when you look at them, you be like, okay, yeah, that's who I want taking the snap. That's who I want looking downfield and delivering the ball to passers. Now, results, production, there is no real sizable difference. Miro did it one way with his legs. Ty Simpson has tried to do it with his arm, and it has been limited because of his inability to lead receivers. Same thing Miro struggled with: inability to lead receivers, inability to throw into open windows so that receivers can catch it in those windows. He's not anticipating on guys out of their breaks. It's a lot of flaws that are starting to rise that weren't showing up at the beginning of the season. And to everybody's point, I've said this for the longest. I just don't think that Kalen DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, Ryan Grubb, the offensive staff, I don't think they've had a product except for Austin Mack and now Keelan Russell that they've actually been able to develop. These products that they put out there as starters, as these are guys that have experience under Coach Saban. And I talked about this last night with the mods, and we're jumping into the show. We're jumping into the conversation. So while y'all are here, let's try to stay on topic. We're talking about the quarterback situation right now. We're just breaking down the debate before we get to pointing fingers and talking about blaming. I want to put some context around it. Alabama under Kalen DeBoer has seen two Saban quarterbacks, right? Two Saban recruited quarterbacks. Has Kalen DeBoer had quarterbacks on this roster that I believe possess the skill sets that he wants for his offensive scheme, right? Yes, I do. I do believe Ty Simpson has um possesses the skill sets needed to operate this offense at an efficient level. But because of Ty Simpson's development during his collegiate career, I think we're seeing the peak of what this system does to quarterbacks who don't develop in this system. Meaning, Ty Simpson had 1 year last year and really didn't get a lot of live action. He got a lot of prep in the competition phase of this during spring and fall, but he didn't get a lot of live action and live snaps. He didn't get to see those defenses make adjustments in real time and have to go and combat it and do different things like Jalen Murrow had the opportunity to do. Right. So in this year, early on, when he experienced those things, because of his experience already on roster, you expect him to be able to turn this over. But realistically, you can't expect that from a first year starter. I don't care if you've been on campus for 4 years and you become the fifth year starter and think if you get to a point where teams are starting to get a beat on what your offensive play calling or what your offense is designed to do, and you're not able to do the simple things at a consistent rate, you're going to experience a lot of adversity. Let me get to the comments and see what you all's responses is to my initial context around Ty Simpson. And is Ty Simpson better than Jalen Miro? As a matter of fact, um I think one of my mods can actually give us the moderator permissions. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, boom. I think we're good now. Can y'all see me? We good? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. I think we good. Let me see. All right. Boom. And then we can go back. Says I'm a manager there. All right, mods. I need y'all to be active today. I was gonna put a poll in the chat, but no poll. If you all think Miro's better than or who's better? Well, it doesn't matter. I don't even care to get into that debate. The debate at hand is, and this is the statement I made on Twitter. This is the gist of it. I don't care to read it verbatim. My statement was last year we found ourselves in the same exact situation, right? Defense performing at a clip and the offense sputtering in situations, in moments. Now, we're not expecting late in the season, you're talking about the SEC championship game, you're talking about the Auburn game, you're talking about Oklahoma, Brett Venables, you're talking about LSU under Blake Barnett, you're talking about DJ Durkin at LSU, you're talking about, I mean, not LSU, at Auburn, you're talking about um, who is the you're talking about Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann in Georgia. You're dealing with five of probably the top 10 defensive minds in college football right now, going up against Kalen DeBoer, who is to this point has produced quality offensive products, right? Ryan Grubb to this point has been held in high prestige as an offensive play caller, right? The University of Alabama, the number two ranked roster or number four ranked roster in the nation, right? When we're talking about talent spread, what are we missing, right? What are we missing? Last year, with the portal exits and the signees that we got, Alabama was still a number five roster in the country, a top five roster in the country, right? What was Alabama's issue last year? We needed a right tackle. We needed a quarterback. We needed a third option or a true second option at receiver because we saw what happened after week 4 with Ryan Williams. We didn't have the execution or utilize the tight end play, right? We ran the ball because of the quarterback run, but we did not utilize the running backs in the run game. So there have been two consistents over the last 2 years and the last two seasons. And this is why I told you all don't jump the gun too early on Nick Sheridan. Don't jump the gun too early on the play calling style of Kalen DeBoer and some of the decision making that we've seen, right? Because their style has worked. I don't care what level. If you're saying, oh, they worked against Pac-12 defenses, well, he used Pac-12 players to run the Pac-12 to play against Pac-12 defenses. So it doesn't matter. The system has worked at multiple levels, skill level, talent base, has matched up evenly at all these levels where he's coached it and he's had success with the system. So we can't deny those facts. But the consistency that we have seen is that when this offense does not have the prototypical quarterback or the atypical quarterback that it needs, literally the one that's designed, hey, let's layer our vertical passes, let's attack vertically in the pass game, let's hit our deep crossers, let's have our tight ends eat underneath, let's have our slot receivers, be able to make their read route concepts mid intermediate shorts. We got to have efficiency in that, and we have to have a quarterback that can not assume, but that can predetermine what those initials, those starter reads look like, those pre-snap reads are, right? And so what we've seen with Ty Simpson, and this is the part where I start hurting some feelings. What we seen with Ty Simpson is something that we haven't seen, what that we didn't see with Jalen Miro. Last year, I criticized Jalen Miro for not being able to identify where his pressures, where his protections needed to slide. And there was facts, there was verbatim facts put out there that Jalen Miro is not understanding how to adjust his pressures. So last year, that responsibility was primarily put on Parker Brailsford. But Jalen Miro's inability to understand just the basic concepts of protection adjustments caused him to have his eyes in the wrong spots on a lot of these adjustments and checks. So while Milrow was given the call to adjust his receivers or whatever, or adjust the boundary, right? The offensive line was tasked with the call to adjust up front, and we saw how that worked out. Milrow still had no inkling of understanding. Now you see this year though. Let's talk about it. And this is both. I'm playing devil's advocate, and I'm supporting the ones that believe Ty is better. Right. This is what I believe as a quarterback. Ty has been entrusted with the ability to check protections and change his protections at the line of scrimmage on passing plays. Ty has also been given the ability when he reads or he doesn't feel comfortable with a play call, he has been given the ability on any and every formation to motion or shift into a um, run support type of play call or run safe play call. I didn't mean run support, run safe play call, right? A play call that we're 100% confident in, whether it's 12 personnel, whether it's 11, or whether it's 10 personnel, right? We are confident in this run play. I guarantee you, there's a script already in place from week one, week zero, in spring camp, where this is our fail safe, these are our fail safes, and by the time you kick off week one, throughout the season, that fail safe, your run safe is stacked on because there's something that you're efficient in. What is Alabama's run safe? What is their run safe play? We've seen Alabama have extensive success with the outside zone run to the left side when we've had Cam Dewberry and Caden Parker in the game at the same time. We've seen run success across the board when we've seen Jaden Roberts at right guard and Cam Dewberry at left guard. The tackle situations haven't hurt us as much this season. Michael Carroll, Wilk and Formby rotation was not as bad as everybody tried to make it seem. Wilk and Formby rotating at guard with Jaden Roberts is not as bad as everybody was trying to make it seem. Wilk and Formby on the right side of the offensive line has not been as bad as everybody tried to make it seem because of his two big mistakes in one game. We haven't seen Wilkin get whooped since that one game. All of these offensive linemen have experienced points and times in the game, late in the game, might I add, third, fourth quarter, where they've lost a matchup. Very seldomly have we seen our offensive line lose matchups early. So our quarterback play has to be more efficient, especially when they have control in controlling the pressures. So when I present that information to you all, knowing that Ty is the better quarterback and has a better IQ of the game, and he has been given the control to slide protections and being coached up on how to slide protections, who is at fault when they make the adjustments, and when the adjustments they make are the wrong adjustments? Everybody's executing what we've been instructed to do because you're the leader now. You have this power. We're executing. You must see something that you think you can beat. If I'm sliding protection right, knowing I may have a six-man pressure, in my mind, I'm sliding protection right because I know I could beat the man on the left that might be coming free. That's why I'm sliding protection. And so to some degree, and I'm gonna do this to 70. I'm gonna say 70% of that is on Ty Simpson. 20% is on Ryan Grubb. If Ryan Grubb is the sole play caller, if he's seeing that his quarterback is struggling, and this is where I get with you all, if this is your backing for the statement of Ryan Grubb's not helping Ty Simpson, I get you in this phase of it. He's allowing Ty Simpson to keep making these protection changes. And when they're not going the right way, when he's consistently making protection changes, that's putting him in under duress. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. What is duress to you all as fans? And we'll put that. As a matter of fact, it won't be a poll question. I don't know if I can actually add a poll question. Yes, I can. It won't be a poll question. It'll be a poll question. How much time does a QB need in pockets? Four or more, or less. And I want y'all to answer that. How much time does a QB need in the pocket? Four or more, or four or less? The poll is in the chat. 4 seconds or more, 4 seconds or less. 4 seconds or less. How much time? And it's not a trick question. Let's be honest. How much time does a QB need in the pocket? And it's a simple question. And I know you're going to try to overthink it. What do you mean four more? If a QB needs 4 more seconds in the pocket, and I'm not even going to let y'all bait me into that debate right now. I'm gonna get back to the live feed. Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Get to y'all comments real quick. Can I see this? Why can't I go to it? Yeah, we got a LSU fan that went live. He been commenting on our channel, commenting a few weeks now. But he came in and commented on the live as if LSU won the SEC championship. It's crazy. Um, if they got to ask Smook, they don't understand football. Four or more, pressure is pressure, coach. Let's be honest. Four or more. 1, 2, 3, let it rip. I like that response, Doug. Less is possible. 1, 2, 3, throw it. I like that, Booby. What's up, Booby Miles? Good to see you. I ain't even see you. Samsung, probably why he gets in countdown trouble too. That depends on the routes, honestly. And he taking too long pre-snap, giving defense opt to tee off every play. Facts, facts. 50% Grub and 50% on Coach DeBoo. Fire your friend Grub. Lisa coming in with the heat. Good morning, Coach. Say, man, these Georgia fans giving your boy hell, laugh a lot, but I think we're good to go in 2 weeks. I think we'll be better, Antoine. Hopefully, we could fix some mental things. We're good. Ty Simpson pocket clock is off. He has to get the ball out of his hands. 100%. Saban said Ty is doing too much pre-snap. 100%. We've said this. Overthinking. Coach Saban said this about Ty Simpson. And when I echoed it, y'all act like I was cussing him out or something, like I was saying Ty was trash. No, Ty has shown us every game when he experiences turmoil, we cannot depend on him to work himself out of it. Even, man, listen, what was that pass? Who caught the tip pass? It should have been an easy completion, and Ty is trying to beeline it. He's trying to throw it on the rope 6 yards down the field, trying to throw it on the rope. And I forget who tips it at the line of scrimmage. And um, was it Isaiah Horton or Caleb Edwards? One of those players caught it and saved that play. That should have been another interception. That should have been another interception. So I say this, and I'm looking at the poll now. Let's see what the poll says. Um, where is the poll? Well, I can't see the poll. I can't see the poll. I can't see the poll. Okay, there it is. Hey, y'all, don't forget to send these rubies. I'm clicking it right now. I'm trying to see what kind of gifts we can get. Y'all see the ruby, the little present package thing? Y'all see what happens when y'all send all these rubies and stuff. See what happens. All right. So 72% have said, and we have how many votes? 29 votes. That's a lot of votes. Appreciate y'all for the 33 likes too. We got 65 in the chat. Can we get 50 likes on the stream? Um, 72% have said up to this point, and we're gonna leave it open. We're gonna leave it open. 73% have said with 30 votes, 73% has said four or less. And I'm not doing this to pick on Ty Simpson. I'm just stating facts, right? Last year, Jalen Murrow average time from snap to sack was 2.7 seconds. All right. 2.7 seconds. And I don't need to pull out. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I got my screen on the other side. I got my stats. I got that screen right there. 2.7 seconds, right? Jalen Murrow on completed passes, average time to completion, 3.4 seconds last season. On completions now, 3.4 seconds. That means some, and I'm a firm believer, and I will say this on a lot of his big plays, they came off of play action. The pocket was clean, no pressure, six-man protection, you know, two-man banger concepts to push things, deep into the secondary, into the third phase. We saw a lot of that last year for Milrow, but also we saw when those things failed, that Jalen Miro used his legs. Shout out to Cody Stevens for the $5 super chat. And for now, when we do mobile lives, I'm gonna stop everything I'm saying and acknowledge the super chats. All the defenses do now is blitz, and Bama can't adjust to anything apparently. So not very optimistic. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm kind of getting to that now. I appreciate the $5 super chat, Cody, and thank you for supporting the Coach Smook Network. Tap in tonight. We're going to do another conversation if we can't do the call-in show, but I'm really trying to get this call-in show in for you all. Um, but I'm gonna say this. I'm saying this to create a point. When last year 2.7 for Jalen Murrow on sacks, 3.4 seconds on completions, right? That's average. To me, and I took up for the offensive line in some spots, but for the majority of the season, our offensive line dealt with a lot of turmoil, and the rotations that we had to see last year weren't because we had viable assets. Geno Vandermark, first year coming out of the portal, wasn't really in game or in SEC shape or frame to come in to impact the early season. Jaden Roberts was dealing with injury. We didn't have a Cam Dewberry. We had Elijah Pritchett and Wilkin Formby battling out at tackle. Will Sanders was here trying to get some guard reps. Caden Proctor got injured at the beginning of the season. Just a whole bunch of different things happened to where Jalen Murrow did not get the opportunity to experience the type of protection that we're seeing from Ty Simpson. And this is not just an opinion, this is fact. Ty Simpson, average time from snap to sack this season, 3.1 seconds. 3.1 seconds. 2.7 for Jalen Murrow, 3.1. So basically he's getting an extra half, almost a half second, right? He's getting an extra half second. Not much, but in real time, that second is not. I mean, I'm telling you all, it's literally 1, 2, 3. The ball should be out, and you can do a lot in 3 seconds. That pause was 3 seconds. I can make a decision in that pause time, right? I can do a lot of things in those 3 seconds. So 3.1 seconds is the average time from snap to sack for Ty Simpson. From snap to completion for Ty Simpson, his average time is 4.1 seconds, chat. Average time. And with his 18%, once again, another deep ball freaking game where he did not hit any passes over 25 yards, right? The percentage drops from 19 last week when we had this conversation. Now we're down to 17.8%, basically 18%. His inability to hit the deep ball has caused things outside of the passing game to suffer, i.e., the run game. If I know you're not accurate on your deep ball, I don't have to worry about dropping 8 in coverage. I can literally match zone or zero coverage you up front, pressure you, and make you hit the accurate pass. And when you can't do that, it's easy to say the offensive line is the problem when they're getting six-man pressures, 40% of the play calls on the field. That means the defense is having their way with you. They're comfortable. You're not a threat in the passing game. And as good of a quarterback as Ty Simpson is, I think we deserve better from him as far as effectively handling it. Tell me. Am I just with those facts in mind? Excuse me, chat. With those facts in mind, 2.7 seconds on average for sack for Jalen Milroe, 3.1 for Ty Simpson this season. Oh my bad. I misread that. I misread that. Oh my god. 3.87 seconds average time per sack and 4.1 seconds per to completion. We're talking about a 1.7 second difference between completion for these two quarterbacks and sack. Almost a 2 second difference for sacks. So this is a quarterback problem. This is a quarterback problem. It has nothing to do with race. That's what I'm talking about when I make the debate about us blaming the offensive line so much this year when they're literally giving the quarterback more time to get sacked. Drop Mike, can I drop Mike? That's what that data. That's what those statistics tell us. It says this year Ty Simpson is getting more time and he's getting sacked. The offensive line is giving Ty more time to get sacked. Is what y'all are telling me. That's what y'all want to tell me with these statistics. And then I like your comment, but if it would have came with a super chat, we'll break off into that. But we got to keep going. So those are the statistics that I want y'all to think about when y'all look at even this game, where the most pressures we've seen on Ty Simpson since Florida State game happened in the Georgia game, right? And pressures, I'm gonna have to end this poll. Let's end the poll. 67% of you say four or less, and 33% say four or more. 45 votes in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Let's end that poll. And I'm gonna put another one in there. This has to do with the receivers and the drops this season. This last game, there's a such thing called depth perception that you have to be very, very, very adequate at as a quarterback and also as a receiver. When you're talking about objects traveling through space, right? Their depth perception factors in the weight of the object, the rotation of the object as it's flying, the timing of how your body responds in that motion to secure whatever that object is that you're catching, right? And so you increase and you sharpen those skill sets by catching with for football. When I'm talking about catching, you sharpen those skills by using tennis balls, rugby balls. Sometimes you'll see the receivers out there catching basketballs. You'll see the wet ball drills. All of that helps you, with sharpening your skills for catching, your mechanics and catching. What I've seen from this receiver core on many occasions, and as much as I love Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, Latsir Brooks, Ryan Williams, Jalen Hill, Cole, not even Jalen Hill. I can't even put him in here because we haven't seen it. But what I've seen from those four receivers is their tendency to catch the ball with their hands. And when you have a quarterback that is not consistent with his velocity in his throw, anything that touches your hands, wide receivers, you have to catch it. You have to catch it. You cannot anticipate or assume that the ball is going to be on target. And when you have to overcompensate for that as a receiver, the production in the passing game is going to take a huge hit. We saw it happen with Jermaine Burton and Jalen Milroe and that crew of wide receivers. We saw it the second year, last year with Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice, and Jeremy Bernard and Jalen Milroe. We see the same thing this year. So I'm going to do this. How much of this? How much is play calling, and how much is execution? And once again, we're coming up on the 45-minute mark here on the show, man. If you haven't liked the stream, hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. We got 67 in the chat on YouTube. We're at 43 likes. Thank y'all for helping us hit our like goal. And just supporting the content, man. Share the stream while we're here. 60-40 coach. And this is not a rant. This is a back and forth. This is a conversation with my community. So I got another chat, and then we got another super chat. Let's see who it is. Let's see who it is. My guy Tracy. Tracy McGraw, not my guy. Tracy McGraw says Ty looks shook out there right now. I think he. What does it say? I think we now see why he didn't start over Miro last year. He just needs to get his head out of his butt. Just play ball, roll, Ty, roll. Hey Tracy, I think that's the main message here today. I do, and I don't care what anybody thinks. You can call me a hypocrite, whatever. But I've never thought that Jalen Miro was a better quarterback than Ty Simpson. My own community has looked at me sideways for supporting Jalen Miro the way I do, criticizing Ty Simpson the way I do, talking about his flaws the way I do, and still coming to the resolution or to the outcome that Ty Simpson is the better quarterback. If I'm a coach, and I have Ty Simpson and Jalen Murrow on my roster, and my offensive line is playing like it is this year, I'm playing Ty Simpson. I'm playing Ty Simpson the way the offensive line is playing this year. I'm playing Ty Simpson. Right? That's my first pick. Before these 13 games transpired, what I know as a body of work, what I saw in spring from both of them, the year the competition was there, right? With this offensive line, I'm going with Ty Simpson. That's just God honest truth. Now, is there space for Jalen Murrow for us to utilize his skill set? Of course. We see Ty Simpson struggling. We are making a quarterback switch. We getting that RPO game going. We getting the play action deep ball active. We getting the quarterback run game going. I'm forcing Murrow to hand the ball. There's a lot of coaching things that I would have done differently with Murrow that I think would have hid his flaws, right? And still would have allowed this offense to be extensive. But you're talking about personality traits that probably didn't match up with Sheridan and his play calling style, not being an extensive or experienced play caller. Kalen DeBoer's trying to juggle game management and assisting with play calling at that point. So a lot went into Miro's case, but not so much Ryan Grubb with Ty Simpson. Not so much with Ryan Grubb, Ty Simpson. How much of this play call, how much of the offensive struggle is play calling and how much is execution? I got 45% saying 50-50 right now. 45% saying 50-50. And continue to run the votes. So we had 30 votes on the last poll. So the more votes, the better. We get a better idea of what it is. 60-40 Grub, 60%, 40% player, 29% say that. 13% of you saying coaches, 10% are saying players. All right, let me get into this topic. Let's talk. It looked like we're gonna be here for a good minute this morning, y'all. We having some good conversation. If y'all enjoying the conversation, please. We are almost at 50 likes. We are almost at 50 likes. Run the taps up on the screen also. You see the reaction button. There's a heart on the side of there. We got multiple reactions. If you do the heart reaction and the 100 underscore, I mean the underline 100 reaction, if you spam those, it's going to help our algorithm. Y'all to see probably like 20 more people jump in here just because of your on-screen reactions. Thank you for the super chats today and the 354 rubies that we have been gifted today. I appreciate all of the interaction today. It looks like mobile lives is the vibe right now. I don't know if it's because we don't have all the theatrics. I think this is more personal, and I think y'all like this a lot more. I like having the show because I get y'all on the phone line and I get your comments and your takes. So appreciate y'all for 50 likes, man. Y'all going crazy, Diamond. They gave your boy 50 likes. What? Oh my gosh, she over here scratching her back on the side of the cage, y'all. This dog. Nope, get away. I'm not scratching your back. Nope, not doing it. Sorry, Diamond. Not today. All right, y'all. Let me get back to the comments. So that's what I want y'all to think about when y'all look at Ty Simpson, the O line, who to blame. I think 4 seconds is plenty of time. If you're giving Jalen Miro an average of 3.7 seconds to scramble or to make a decision, right? We see a lot more effectiveness from Miro. He didn't have that. Miro was scrambling for taking negative yards, trying to scramble, not keeping his eyes downfield. And there were opportunities for Miro. I'm not going to sit here and act like the O line just didn't help Miro last year. Miro missed a lot of opportunities when he had clean pockets last year, and that did not help the growth of the offensive line. This year, same thing with Ty Simpson. I want to know how many times are we going to excuse balls being thrown with clean pockets? I know we're not going to excuse the offensive line for some of the pressures that have been delivered. We're not going to excuse the running back for missing, those moments in the game. But let's think about how many times that's happening in a game, each game. You're seeing that happen twice a game for the last 6 weeks where the running back is getting beat by a six-man pressure, right? Why are you still you're reacting the exact same way too? I saw Daniel Hill stand that linebacker up. It wasn't the perfect block, but it was enough for Ty to not immediately and see it coming, right? See it coming, or you should have. Your face mask looked like you were looking at a direction. See the action in front of you, feel it. Your awareness must be that far off because you should feel that. You hear that. You hear that pop on the screen. We're watching it on TV. You hear that collision. Something should be in you to say, I gotta get out of here. I gotta move this. I gotta move this platform. The misdirection play, the miscue with the handoff, the fake handoff with AKD in the game. I can't blame a true freshman for making that mistake in that moment. Why are we even putting the true freshman in that situation? And to me, honestly, I think AK Deer's intent to protect the quarterback and his lack to not remember to carry out the play action. I commend him for that. You can tell there has been some evaluation saying we need you to pass pro better. You can tell in that play where Ty Simpson just laid down instead of rolling out. I know he couldn't throw the ball; it would have been an ineligible pass downfield. But you could have gained at least 3 or 4 yards. I take a third and 6 or 3rd and 7 over a 3rd and 12 any day, 3rd and 14, whatever the play ended up being. So those are the things I want y'all to consider when you talk about the offensive line. He had offensive linemen in front of him. Yes, Georgia had players over there. We're not expecting you to make a big play, but Ty, create something positive. You have to be able to make positive plays. Gunnar Stockton made plays with his legs yet Saturday evening. He didn't play the greatest game passing. I mean, efficient game, but he didn't kill us in the passing game. His passes, he threw catchable balls. He threw 3 or 4 passes where he threw guys open. So consider those things. All right. Next topic, next poll question. Let's talk about it. How much of this is play calling, the offensive stuttering is play calling, how much is execution? 50-50. Okay, I'm gonna agree to a certain extent. Me personally, and this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying what's right or wrong. My personal opinion is I am more inclined. If I was the offensive coordinator, the run pass ratio would be 65-45, or 65-35. I'm sorry, 65-35 pass. I'm a big proponent of getting my wide receivers out in space against smaller DBs, putting bigger linebackers in space to try to keep up with my running backs or to cover my tight ends. I'm a huge proponent of that, using that and then spread. I'm also in a huge in support of having light boxes to run against. So my formations that I like to throw out there, if you're going to leave 7 in the box to stop my run game, then I'm going to throw the ball. There's no question about it. You're going to have to force my team to stop throwing the ball. Yes, we will hand it off. Yes, we will have RPO play action off of that. But 65% of the time, I'm throwing the ball. If that's what Alabama wants to do and what they have kind of did, we need to scheme up the run game a lot more efficiently. There should be phases in this offense. There should be time spans. No matter how good the pass game is, you should be able to turn around and let your offensive linemen be as good as they have been in run blocking. Right? We need reps. We need rhythm. This has been a debate that I have been on the other side of up until probably like 4 weeks ago. When Alabama ran the ball 31 times, we won the game. Didn't score officially against LSU, but we won the game because we ran the ball. Didn't matter what the production was per se, right? You didn't have a negative clip like you did against Georgia, but we handed the ball off to the running backs, and that made a difference in the game and how LSU had to play us defensively. Same thing with Oklahoma. I think we ran the ball very effectively, not efficiently, but effectively to the point where Oklahoma had to rely on their 6-man box to really contain the run game. We did not capitalize with our pass attempts, i.e., the pick six, i.e., the overthrow to Jeremy Bernard, i.e., the drop by the overthrow to Ryan Williams. Like, it was a lot of overthrows, underthrow to Lachier Brooks. We have to have better quarterback play. But in that same breath, with the quarterback play, the lack of the running backs not seeing the holes, protection breakdowns, late in the second half when we need those in those second half drives, those protection breakdowns that have kind of put a halt in our momentum. In that same breath, as a offensive coordinator, I cannot try to force something to happen that is clearly not happening. Ty Simpson isn't seeing the field. So if I still want him to see, if I still want to throw the ball with him, play action rollout, flood concepts, one-sided reads, roll coverage. If you see a false cloud flat coverage or a false bail 3, and he's really just sitting in cloud flat, tuck it and roll through. Game 3, put your head down. Game 3, put your head down, or tuck it and get out of bounds. Let's live to scheme up the next play. That's what we have to get into from Ryan Grubb. It doesn't listen. Your first drive does not need anything cute. The end around to Lachier Brooks, we don't need that. We don't need that. If we're going to go for it to try to convert early in the game, hand the ball off. Your Daniel Hill has your momentum. They were having a tough time containing him early on, right? Those hits that Georgia's defense up front we're going to have to continue to make on Daniel Hill. Then AK Dare coming in and running, giving some relief. The physicality he ran with, those were going to help us at some point in this game. I truly believe that. So going forward, do we see a change in style of play calling from Ryan Grubb? I don't think so. If you watch the members only live, you can go there and find out the details on why I don't think so. But if we do get to a point where Ryan Grubb says, "Hey, I got Jan Miller back, I got Kevin Riley back, I got Daniel Hill who really held it down for me, and I got AK Deer." Now is the time for us to really, if you're going to rotate backs, if you're not going to allow guys to establish a rhythm, at least get a solid, consistent rotation of these guys so that we can see, so that the offensive line can get that feel. I think the offensive line needs, 30 plus run call plays, right? And if this is the offense, me personally, I'm scheming it up to where no matter where I'm at in the first half, my first 4 drives, if I'm not able to stick to script, that means some personnel change or something needs to be changed. If my script isn't working, what I feel like is the best game plan, my expertise that I evaluated when I watched this film and I submitted my game plan to coach and he agreed with it. If I don't see that happening effectively, I'm not going to immediately change what I'm doing. I have 11 players on the field trying to execute what I'm calling, right? There are 40 other players on that side of the ball that I can have options to choose from and try it out. And I recruited these players. We're in game 13. At some point in this season, if they're on this roster and they're on this depth chart, and I have to have them a part of my um my game prep, my walkthroughs, I have to evaluate these guys because it's a possibility. This is the possibility. This is your opportunity. So I get it. I do blame a lot of the execution factor on the players, right? But the play calling has to help the players at some point, and I don't think we've done that. So I appreciate y'all for interacting with that poll there. 47 votes on that one. 54 likes on the stream, 68 in the chat. We're here at the hour mark, man. Y'all, listen, I told y'all that hour gonna go by crazy. We don't run the outside zone play enough. Facts. We don't run it enough. We do run it, and when we do run it, we see success, but we don't run it enough. Kareem said in the last 3 years or so, teams have been dictating to us, whereas we used to be dictators. Teams don't fear Bama no more. Right. I don't think teams fear I don't think there's a team that's actually feared in college football anymore. Bama held that spot for a while, right? Nobody fears Georgia. You know, uh I think with the possibilities to see an Ohio State and Georgia matchup, that's going to be crazy, right? In the playoffs, I can't wait to see that. See if Ohio State's physicality can match up with SEC physicality. Can't wait to see that. Um, But you're absolutely right. Nobody fears Alabama, and it's been that way for probably like 3 or 4 years. Shanae says, do anybody feel like Heisman talk got the tie too early? If it did, he did a great job of covering it up. Cause he, to me, and I said, come on, crucify me if you want to, right? Crucify me if you want to. Did I not say this Florida State game? I said this week 2 against ULM, and then Wisconsin. I just came to grips at that deer in the headlights look just might be him. He has been consistently showing up week in, week out with that deer in the headlights look. He's had moments where he's had celebrations, but for majority of this season, that deer in the headlights look has been it. But that podium tie, he's a seller. He's a seller. He's a used car salesman because he gonna make you believe it. Ain't the QB supposed to be smart? I'm just asking. Throw the ball away. Don't take losses, especially in that situation. Kareem, come on, man. You're out the pocket. You don't have pressure on you. Throw the ball away. Throw the ball away. Grubb doesn't know his personnel because players that need the reps are not getting them. Why isn't Cole being used? Smook, anointed gaming. If I had the answer to why Jalen Hill, uh, Cole Adams, uh, more Caleb Edwards, uh, Marshall Pritchett with Josh Cuevas, Brody Dalton, Jay Lindsey. You have enough to where nobody has to be ran into the dirt, and we can get quality production. I'm over the rhythm thing for certain positions. Wide receiver, you got to be ready to go at any time because you, let's say you haven't played all game. You're the sixth wide receiver on the depth chart. We get into a 2 minute offense. We need this. We need to get in field position, right? You are the sixth receiver. We go 5 wide. Wide receiver number 5 goes down. You got to go in. You might only play 40 seconds. You need to be ready to go in there and make um you need to go in there and make sure that you are ready to you might be the fifth option. You might get the check down. You need to be ready. So if that's the mentality, you got to be ready. Okay, and my moderators are messaging to us from the back. Let's be cognizant. Everybody be aware that some people do take offense. Like chat talk is a language. Chat language is a real thing. So if you're typing in all caps, you will be muted. Our moderators are not picking at you. It is offensive to type in all caps. It is very offensive to type in all caps. It's as if you're yelling. And sometimes I do it because it's I'm the channel and I just want my comment to be distinct so I can go back to it. But as far as you guys in the chat, my moderators are telling y'all. So don't take it personal. If you get timed out, it's more than likely because you're typing in all caps. So Tyrone, yeah, they're talking to you. Yeah, they talking to you, man. And it's not because of your handicap. It's literally because we're being aware of the community. So it's not personal. This is everybody. Yeah, and see when you do it for keywords, that's cool. But you can't type the whole statement in all caps. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then it is also a YouTube thing too. It brings negative awareness to the channel. That's why you do hashtags now. So hashtags help drive the algorithm. I do it for keywords. Okay. Roll Tide. What's up, David? I'm a computer engineer. What's the issue with the PC? Ah, man, you're gonna have to hit me up in Discord. You're gonna have to hit me up in Discord. I'm getting a error code on the startup. My is it my root system? Disney Dog, what's good, man? Roll Tide. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all for being understanding too. I mean, I don't know how else to explain that. As far as community, or prime example of that was a Jai Hall situation. You got to be ready. Facts, and we cried for Jai Hall fans. This was before I came onto the scene as a media talent, a media personality, sports media personality. I cried for Jai Hall early in the season because I just felt like if you give certain players an opportunity on the field, now you're going to get the best product out of them. I was against Coach Saban's method of prove it in practice for every player. I don't think that's a thing that you should have to do with every player. Some players need that, some players don't. Ajayi Hall was one of those players that you're not going to start, but here's your opportunity to see what you do with it. And if you like the taste of that, this is what I need you to do in practice. And you can see a different. I'm just going off of experience. Can't count on them to be ready when you've had them benched all your facts. Bama boy, you absolutely right. But let's look at this. Let's look at this. Who are we talking about to be ready this year? Not let's not go to the past. We're talking about Ryan Williams, right? Um, Cole Adams came in one game, made a clutch catch, right? Uh, Jalen Hill got some early burn against Florida State. Bad pass thrown to him once this season. I think he has 2 catches on the season, but one of those was really bad. Not no real game playing time. When Ryan Williams went down and Latier Brooks got that opportunity, Derek Meadows was down. Cole Adams, we didn't see a rotation. And if you go to my video, I can't say it. I want to so bad because there's so many of y'all here. If you want to really know the truth behind that, and I'm not baiting nobody, I'm not clickbait, I'm not trying to sucker nobody in. If you're not a member, you missed Roll Legend. Me and you debate a lot. We have different perspectives on what's happening at Alabama a lot, right? Was that members only live Saturday night after the game? Was it worth it to get some more perspective on why I've been delivering this content the way I have for the past, let's say, 8 weeks? Does it make sense, Roll Legend? Since you're the first comment I see and I see you're a member. If you watched it, I can't remember if you were in there. I'm pretty sure you are. Where's Meadows anyway? Anyways, another long receiver. He's back. He's back. He's back. I don't know what the situation has been with the wide receiver rotation, but we haven't seen a deep wide receiver rotation like we were seeing the first 6-7 weeks of the season. And I told you, Coach Shep didn't have full control of that. Roll Legend, you ain't got a lot of these people now. I'm just saying, like with that context, I think the Kinesis is in here too. But yeah, Kinesis, we don't have a lot of disagreements. But when I told y'all exactly what was happening as far as personnel, is that the third, why there's such a void, and why we've been able to get over the hump, it makes sense to why we're seeing things the way that we're seeing. And also don't be surprised if we don't see a crazy exit. Like 11 hitting the portal is not crazy to me. 20 would be crazy. That's when you know you got a culture problem. Is it likely that we see 20? No. Can it happen? Depending on how the next 2 weeks go, this team can see a massive exit. So I just wanted to come on and get into a couple of debate conversations, couple of hot topic conversations tonight. Or I might go at noon. At noon, I'll come back live if y'all want to tap in. I'm gonna talk about this playoff picture and my intro to what we're gonna do against Oklahoma. If you haven't already, if you just now stopping in, you're getting in on the live. Hopefully you can go back and rewatch it. Hopefully it looks good enough presentation wise to where we can get some good clips. If anything, we'll do voiceover clips with some pictures. But I appreciate everybody in the chat. Shout out to all the members in the chat, the AAA family, all of my moderators. Thank y'all. Shout out again to Walk-Ons for being a sponsor on the channel. Shout out to Yawn, Streetwear and Apparel, man. Man, y'all, I can't wait. And y'all, we got new AAA shirts on the merch site. Go check them out. Everything on the merch site. Y'all need to go get up on your merch, man. I'm telling y'all, we have a new a merchandise or somebody that might be able to do our printing. Have a meeting with them Wednesday. If we get that, I'm going to start doing a lot of giveaways. Right, right. Can you put up a donation link for a new computer? Hmm. I wish I could. Um, we take direct donations to Cashapp, PayPal, and Venmo. To the Coach Smook Network, Cashapp, PayPal, and Venmo. If you want to directly donate to fund supporting upgrading our equipment, by all means, when you send a donation, put specify in the note section what you would like. And my moderators, I'm going to do it just because I really literally just felt God slap me in the back of the head and said, stop being hard headed and listen. So my PR rep, shout out to Megan, my the networks lead on screen production and lead assistant executive Mary J. Um, One of our community leaders is Shawnee. Uh, our graphics lead Thad. One of our executives, Zach, and community leads, Zach Wilges. They told me last week that I need, well, this last meeting we had before or after the computer died Saturday or freaking crashed. Um, they said put together an Amazon wishing list and put it out to the community. So I'm not going to get sentimental about it. I do believe in my community. I'm not asking y'all to take care of me. What you all do is more than enough already. But there are people that want to see the Coach Smook Network and the AAA family continue to grow and experience success. And I'm going to open the doors for you all to do that. And I'm not asking you to do it. I'm not telling you you have to do it. If you see something on this Amazon list that you want to sponsor and donate, by all means, we will do personalized videos for everything contributed for the month of December. The month of the it's Christmas time, giving. Everybody knows my situation of my transition and how it's been going for this past year and a half, and it's getting to this spot where we are getting solidified, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about everything that you all doing. So appreciate the $5 super chat, the $4 super chat there, Tracy. And if you want to do that, like I said, we have direct donation links available. My moderators can help you with that. If you're not in the Discord, we have the Discord link scrolling through here too. So definitely did do that. Y'all come out playing like the last game. You're in for another rough ride. Facts. We are. If we do play like we played against Georgia in Norman, it's going to be bad. All right, Legend. I see you. I seen it. You don't think we're ready to play OU? I think this with 2 weeks, and people forget OU had an extra week to prepare for us too. Well, they did, and that's not an excuse. That's just a fact. Kalen DeBoer has 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Um, like I said, we some coaching shifts are happening as we speak, right, daily. Um, if Kalen DeBoer is to assume managing play calling, right? I'm not saying being the primary play caller, but if he is to get to a more managing play calling role, I think we see a total different play calling style throughout the playoffs, right? And I would not be mad at it if we can get to a more balanced offensive game plan. I think we're good. Oh yeah, gift cards. Yes, I will. I agree at Blue. If we play clean game with no turnovers, we win. Facts. Shoot, we played a clean game against Oklahoma the first time. We win. Um, our last game versus OU was the last good offensive game we had. We had 400 yards. We ran the ball effectively, and even in the game, Ty Simpson missed on reads that game. So even it goes to show you that my point is still proven. The run game, the offensive line is not the problem. What more do can I have where we at? 75 minutes. Can I have like 6 minutes of rant of why I'm frustrated with Ty Simpson? Why my frustration is more towards Ty Simpson than it is towards excuse me, y'all. My frustration is more so towards Ty Simpson than it is towards Ryan Grubb, than it is towards the offensive line, than it is towards the running backs, than it is towards the drop passes by the wide receivers. I feel like if you factor in the 21 drops that have happened throughout the season, and I'm saying roughly 21, I can't fully remember how many we had against Georgia, but it was 21 total going into this game, 21 drops. That's No. 21 drops by receivers. There's 12 drops by Ryan Williams, 10 by Jeremy Bernard. Uh, no, 9 by Jeremy Bernard, 12 by Ryan Williams. Um, and this is just production. Of the total, I think 34 drops, you got 21 of them coming from those two. You got 6 from Quavis this season. I think you got 2 from Latsier Brooks. You got 1 from Rico Scott. Uh, and everybody else is Daniel Hill doesn't count. I said wide receiver. So uh, you got to think that of those drops, right? Drops compared to the amount of incompletions, the ratio does not sit well for me. I could understand if you had 65 drops um with 200 incompletions, right? 200 incompletions, 65 drops with 200 incompletions. But you're talking about a quarterback with 200 plus incompletions with less than 50 drops. So for every 4 passes that you're throwing, only 1 is being dropped. Where's the inaccuracies here? Where so for every 3 passes, you're not throwing 1 pass is you're not throwing them open. 1 pass could be a late throw, and then the other pass is an over or under throw. That's what we're dealing with at quarterback. And how do we not get into this topic and say that's where the problem is for the offense? How do we get to that and say that's where the problem? Because I can go back and look last year, even with Jalen Miro, where we didn't have 100-yard rushing games, but we won those games. Total rushing yards for games, we didn't have 100 yards every game, but we won those games because guess what? We were able to get at least 3 or 4 explosives in the game. We've won 3 games without more than 2. I say we've won 3 or 4 games with less than 4 explosive plays. Hey, Lon, you can't be typing in all caps, man. I don't think he was in here. I think it's time to get Austin Mack or Keelan Russell a chance. I don't know, man. I can't say that. Georgia did nothing special but play sound football and take the ball every time in great field position. 3 offensive drives because of us. Facts, Jonathan. Great tape. That's literally what happened. They didn't do nothing special. They didn't all this crap about they mixed up coverages. No, what they did was they showed one thing pre-snap. Ty walks up, shows it, calls out his protection, right? Georgia says, okay, get into what we really gonna run. And so once they did that, the first 2 drives, and they said, when we do this, he's gonna call this, or when we do this, he's gonna say this. We're gonna go to this. That's all it was. Chess. And this is the part of the poll that I give to y'all. This coaching staff failed him by allowing him to continue to do that. They did. I'm scared to say him, but he's in Bristol. What? Thomas Ballard. I don't get it. I'm enjoying it running back for the Natty. You think so? It's possibility. It sure is a possibility. So our offense is a little predictable. Hey, when you're not taking advantage of what's being called, it's going to be predictable, man. I look at the Georgia game, man. The first drive, Ty Simpson missed 3 open receivers in 2 plays. You missed on one on third. No, the second drive. You missed on one on second down and still had time to throw it to the third one and just was a bad pass. We got to get better. Quarterback got to be better. I'm not sure Keelan Russell, Austin Mack switch is the answer. If you switch now, we risk having Ty come back next year. Let him finish it out. He's shown he can win games, chat. He's shown this Ty that we've been seeing for the last 3 weeks is the worst version of him. And to be fair, I will give Clint Lamb some credit. There is context with all the guys missing, but at some point, quarterback got to be the guy. The quarterback got to be the guy. Bryce did it. I mean, Tua did it to a certain degree. Jalen did it his freshman year. We've seen guys beat a guy in moments. AJ McCarron did it in moments. Greg McElroy did it in moments. Jalen Miro did it in moments. Ty Simpson, where I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna sit the mic down and go get me something to drink real quick. What has been Ty's moment this season? Somebody give me Ty's moment where his play won us the game. His play, not what somebody did because he checked it down early, not somebody making a crazy 50-50 catch. Ty Simpson doing something to win the game for the team. I'm gonna give y'all time. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna look at these comments. The last comment I'm seeing is, how do you feel about NFL conspiracy of it rigged? Turn off the weak American minds. That's the last comment I'm leaving off on. So yeah, I'll be back, chat. 1 second. All right, chat. I'm back. Oh, facts, Kareem. And it's really, I think it's Austin Mack, because Mac will stay and compete against Russell and the incoming freshman. Mac will do that. The first down to jam against Georgia, the first time. That's the game winning moment. You think that was the game winning moment, not the turnover the defense forced, right? Not the game saving catch that the catch that saved the interception by Ryan Williams up the sideline when he underthrew it and Ryan had to undercut it and make a big play. It wasn't a back shoulder pass; it was an underthrown pass. Ryan Williams made it on the sideline later in the game. We know he had to drop. What play? What, I don't think that wins the game for us. I think if we don't get it on or convert on that, our defense had forced them on the 3 and out to get the ball at that point, or turnover on downs to get the ball at that point. All right, chat. Last poll of the stream. We got 49 in the chat, 60 likes on the stream. Ty stay. Ty leave. Ty stay. Ty leave. All right, chat. I hope y'all like the poll. Let me know if y'all like the poll graphics, the emojis in the graphic. Let me know. Go be great, Ty. I think, man, listen. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry I didn't see it 2 times. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, I will say this. I think Ty will be a better NFL quarterback than he is a college quarterback. I do think that. Bama Boy said he doesn't have a moment since SEC play has started. He's been a flawed QB. I would say his moments have been some of his scrambles. I will give you that. And only reason I'm gonna give it to you because it happened, right? I'm not giving it to you because I think that's something that he maximized. I think even against Auburn, when he converted on the 4th and 2 when he scrambled and he fell across the line of game. Ty had so much time to make that play with his legs that the fact that he barely got it, and he didn't even like run with intensity. He ran and was trying to like save himself and didn't slide or dive head first. He kind of dropped to his knees. They could have reviewed that, and that probably would have been a short. So we got a chat. We got a poll in the chat. I need at least 25 likes. We got 25 votes. We got 22 on it already. Which one of y'all said Ty stay? Which one of y'all voted for Ty to stay? 91% said Ty leave. And 9% said stay out of 22 votes. So that means one person, maybe two, voted for Ty to stay. Y'all didn't have y'all coffee this morning. Not chew gum during the interview. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think Ty, man, listen. The collegiate game is for the transitioning player. Because once you peak, right, what you bring to the table can be schemed and shut down. The guys that really excel and end up being first round talents are guys you really can't scheme for. Oh, that was me, bro. I misread. I took it as does stay. Oh, no. We saying, do you fan vote? Do you want him to leave or do you want him to stay? 26 votes. One more minute. Let's leave it open for one more minute. Shout out to the 55 in the chat, man. Continue running the likes up. 63 likes on the stream. Thank y'all. He needs to go. They are giving him a pass, but they dog Miro. Hey, as the world, they got mad at me for acknowledging that on Twitter. All right, we got our votes. 85% say go ahead, go. 15% say no. 86% say leave, and 14% say Ty stay. So looks like the AAA family has spoken. We need a QB with that mixture of Ty and Merrill. Russell got that in them. Just hope we can keep him. Manny Perez says I look like a germ. Oh boy. We need to throw more goal balls. We know we have the intermediate passing game down. Just let it fly. Ty scared to let it go, man. Someone said Ty is selling the Carson Beck act real. Oh man, don't say that. Y'all trying to get me canceled because I made a joke and I didn't believe this. I didn't believe this. I said Ty Simpson is Blake Barnett, right? And we saw we saw signs of that this past weekend. From the post game interview, it looks like he already checked out mentally. Oh yeah, y'all, we can call it what it is, and those who know knows. The energy ain't the same. Oh, I ain't got. See, I left that alone. We already made that fact. We already established that. We ain't even gotta circle back to that, Kareem. That's obvious. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? If we don't make needed personnel changes during the playoffs, the Porter is not going to be our friend. Like I said, Mary J, I know for a fact, regardless of how it goes, I think we're still going to see some portal entries if we win a national championship. No matter how it goes, if we lose bad and players don't get an opportunity over the next 2 weeks to get evaluated, the portal is not going to be merciful, like you said, Mary J. I don't know. I haven't really seen a real deep route since Ryan dropped versus Georgia. I haven't seen I've seen them. I just last year Brooks was missed on one this past game against Georgia. Last year Brooks always streaking, and it was a pass. Somebody posted a screenshot on my Twitter feed where they're showing uh Ryan Williams coming across the middle wide open, right? In zone coverage. And you can see the corner and the safety, right? No, it got to be a strong safety and the free safety. You can see how they're being bracketed, and you see the corner deep third in the back edge of the screen, and Isaiah Horton breaking on a post route, right where the safety is planning to dive down on this crosser, right? That's open in the first window. If you try to throw it in the middle of the field, the safety going to light up the receiver. But if you bait that safety, if you watch that crosser and bait that safety, you had time, wasn't nobody in your face. Watch that safety walk down and you throw it right over his head because you dragging the safety there with your eyes. And by the time it crosses your vision, you let that ball go, knowing that your wide receiver has beat the DB inside to the middle of the field. Throw it to the middle of the goalpost. You got a touchdown. Hey, even then, roll legend, roll to the strong side, roll to your strength. You can roll there. Mike Jones says, Smook, do you start Ty at Oklahoma game and do you make a change if he doesn't play well? I start him, yes, I start him. And if we are hurting and there's still a game left late in the second quarter, if we're hurting, like no offensive production, if we in a back and forth game, it's 10-7, offense struggling and sputtering or whatever, we having moments, I'm not taking them out. I'm letting them work through it. But if we find ourselves where we're down 10-0 at half, 14-0, no points at half, another offensive struggle, I'm changing the quarterback. I'm changing the quarterback. I don't care what the offensive line did. I'm changing the quarterback. I need to see something from Ty in this playoff game that says, I want to try to carry my team. I'm not going to just, it's one thing to depend on your teammates and trust your teammates, but it's also another thing to lead, right? As a quarterback. And that's what we saw from a lot of your championship caliber quarterbacks. Their ability is in moments, not the whole season. I don't have to be the Heisman guy all season, but I need to produce Heisman like leadership, a Heisman like play in these moments, and we got to get that from Ty. Shout out to y'all in the chat for 65 likes. We've been live for almost 2 hours now. I thank y'all for tapping in. Let's go live at noon, have another conversation. If y'all enjoy these type of lives, continue to run the stream up. I'm gonna get with my guys here. I got a meeting here at 10 o'clock, and then Roll Legend, I'm gonna hit you up, see if you can give me some help. You and Thad, we got our graphics design guy. He's gonna be in on it too. So see if we can get some help. And then let's get this thing rolling, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, popping the first stream of the week off with a crazy number of views, crazy number of likes, 65 likes on the screen. If you haven't double tapped the screen already, please do. I would love to see this live get up to 100 likes if possible. I'm not begging for it. I'm just begging for likes. You know what I'm saying? The number don't matter. I'm just begging for your like. If you hear you watching it and you've been here the whole time, drop a like. I love you guys, man. Roll Tide to my Alabama AAA family, and SOS to all of the AAA family. And don't forget, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Thank you to our sponsors, Walk-Ons, Yon Streetwear and Apparel, Men's Executive, Men of Standard Executive Security, right? And we just appreciate everybody for supporting AAA family. Oh, and shout out to Tracy McGraw. Shout out to Tracy McGraw. W's in the chat for Tracy. Let's put W's in the chat. Say W's Tracy. W's Tracy for the $50 dono direct to the Coach Smook Network Cash App, y'all. The $50 dono directly to the Coach Smook Network Cash App. Here it is right here. Donation from Tracy McGraw. Thank you, Tracy. Y'all give it up for her. Give her big W's in the chat. And we appreciate all of the super chats on stream today. I don't know if I could scroll and see them somewhere. Let me see. Chat filter. Fan funding. Let's do it. Okay, yeah, got it. See? Shout out to Cody Stevens for the $5 super chat. We appreciate you. Make sure y'all go back, chat, and y'all heart these super chats and like them. Hit thumbs up on these super chats. Everybody in my chat, like those super chats. That lets all, I don't appreciate them. That it doesn't just tell them that I appreciate them. It lets all of them know that you all appreciate them. I'm not the only one that just appreciates them. It ain't just me. Everybody appreciates your donations. Shout out to Tracy McGraw for the $10 super chat in the stream, and then another $4 super chat in the stream, and also being a member on of the AAA family, man. This is a member that really believes in the vision clearly, taking her hard-earned income and supporting a guy that's doing the same thing anybody else can do, you know. But you got to be special and you got to be dedicated, and I appreciate you all for appreciating my dedication to this craft. And as we continue to grow, I want you all to continue to grow with me. So I believe y'all, man. I believe y'all when y'all say y'all down for Coach Smook, and I'm down for y'all. Appreciate y'all. Roll Tide. Much love, man. And y'all be blessed. I'll catch y'all on the next one.